going on YouTube? I'm in the park right now, and it's fucking snowing. Um, it was about to rain, I guess, but it felt like snow was coming down. Shit, hold on, my camera. But yeah, so like I don't know if it's because of my mom's or whatever, but she is a well-versed hustler. Like something I had to look at. Like my mother had her hand in like every hustle there was, and like looking back, my father really didn't. He didn't know any of this, but like I never quite understood like how you make money multiply and you 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 make profit from what you invested. Like you say, you know what, I'm not gonna buy this salt bread or sweet bread today, but I'm gonna come back for it in a few, what I mean, weeks or whatever. I'm gonna make sure I get me one of them. So once you put that little money in there and you start letting that save up week after week after week, and you're you're capable of buying a business, and it becomes so easy that I don't know, Sharunada, like when you actually, because listen, I'm actively listening to the audio book here on YouTube. Like I'm playing the audio book day after day after day. And I see that working for these companies, working for like, you know, it's like you're giving your time for money. All right. And to the highest bidder that there is. Like, that's basically it. You choose a profession, you go after it, and you say to yourself, well, I'm quite comfortable with this type of living, and you don't have to do anything else. Like, I like where I live, and you make your money go around you. You work for it. You hustle for it. You make money. But I'm talking now about most people just you know um, see stuff and want to buy stuff just to have it. Because my mother has a lot of clothes that she has home, and she doesn't even wear them. Like she's never worn them. She's just bought them just for the collection, just for the collection. And I'm saying to myself like, yo, why would anyone, if anyone, spend so much money on bullshit that's you're never gonna wear again? Like, why do women do that? And I had to say to myself like, yo, at a certain point in her life, she wanted to be this woman that goes out and looks good, and make sure she have, and make sure I look good. So she put in a little extra work. I never really saw her coming up, and my mom's was like a woman that was very hot-headed. My mother wasn't like a easy person to get along with, and she does more barking than did more barking than anything. But my mother is a businesswoman. I never looked at it like that. Like, never looked at life and said to myself, I want to be like my mom's. I never really, took hold of what she had going on. I never really, attached myself to my mother. And that's because I was honestly, I wanted to be like my pops. I wanted to have a whip and drive around. And I had to say to myself, like, whoa, this is costing me, like $700 just to, you know, get insurance for a few months, and then you know like you got to continue pay for it gas. I got to make sure the gas is not going up. Like every week I look for the cheapest, look in my app, and I find the cheapest manufacturer for gas, and I'm like, boom. So I started to like, oh wow, I'm spending so much money on transportation, and like why do I need this? I'm old enough now to like, you know, I know where I'm going and I know how much money I should be spending. And it's not that I'm gonna sit here and say to myself, like, wow, gas is going up and all this shit is going up. But I I had to go back to the book and say, like, wow, I'm spending so much money on the bullshit which I don't need in my life. I'm quite comfortable with a small house, a little two-bedroom house. And, I spoke to some builders and I found that out. Like, I'm going to build a house, but I just got to get that cash. I got to get that money. Got to get that money up. And I was thinking, what's like, how can you make money from, building a house? I never thought about it. And it was just like, wow, I need to get outside. I need to go outside. I need to see these places. I need to travel. I need to, see what the world's offering. And by me doing that, I figured, hey, I can make money in the US and I can go to these places. I can go to the immigration. I can either speak to a council or somebody down there and, you know, buy myself a little piece of land, have something out the way instead of being up here under the US government because you're buying stuff, you're paying for stuff, but you will never own it. If you ever go broke or you have any kind of you know, anything you have under your name, it's you're paying taxes on it. You're paying so much in taxes. And then when you don't have, it's like, damn, where am I gonna get this money from? I gotta pay Peter, I gotta pay Paul, but you can't pay Peter and pay Paul. So you gotta run away, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's how I felt. But that's why I haven't been working as much and I haven't been outside. I've really been inside and just chilling and relaxing and trying my best to make my money multiply in another country. Because here on YouTube, I don't see no interaction other than my own Caribbean people showing up and showing love, and I respect it. And there's nothing wrong with that because I like talking to you guys, and I've met some of you guys in person, like I said, and like you guys are amazing. I mean, hearing you guys' live stories and just talking to y'all and just might be giving you a dap or saying what's up, easy. But I want you guys to know, listen, you don't have to live like a king, bro. You can take a little, put it away. Take a little more, put it away. Take a little less, but put it away. Stop spending money on bullshit you're not gonna need or you can't sell or anything you can't do. If you're making this money and you're working, now going back to the book, make sure all your bills are paid off. Make sure you have everything paid off. Don't worry about not having this and not having that. Pay your bills off. Make sure you pay your fucking bills off. Pay your bills off, and then, you build back a little capital week after week after week, and you make sure that money works for you. Hearing all of this from the last man of Babylon, it just was like, wow, I've been living my life buying worthless pieces of junk that I don't even use. Like, I'm at the age where I don't even want to, you know, have this or have that. I don't even have a car. I don't have pretty much, I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing of value in my life other than my capital. That's all I think about, and that's something that worries me. And if we talking, I'm just trying to put my shit in place. Anyway, look, I'm gonna see y'all guys. See y'all guys in a few. I'll holla at y'all later. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll talk to y'all soon, man. I'm out.